All right, all right. So we have here Sarah Boone representing herself in a suitcase murder trial. All right. I guess there's more to
A
this.
woman accused of murdering her boyfriend by leaving him to die inside a suitcase during a supposed game of hide and seek is once again voicing her frustration.
Supposed game of hide and seek. As adults?
From inside a jail cell. Sarah Boone, the woman accused of murdering her boyfriend Jorge Torres by zipping him up in a suitcase where he suffocated to death, continues to demand access to evidence ahead of her high-profile trial. Ahead of Boone's trial, she has gone through several court-appointed lawyers who have all asked to remove themselves from her case, and lawyer number 8 is seemingly no different. On June 11th, Boone's attorney Patricia Cashman filed a motion to withdraw, citing irreconcilable differences. But about 4 days prior to Cashman filing that motion, Boone herself, in a move that she's no stranger to, would write a nearly 60-page letter to the judge expressing her frustration with Cashman. On page 1 of the 58-page letter, Boone wrote down several instances of her not getting access.
I can't read that. Have all my, use my constitutional rights. Okay. Constitutional rights. Why can't I? And then this is all the list. Ongoing 5 years. Honorable Judge. I don't know what that is. Brackerick. I don't know. I can't read that. Use my constitutional rights. Okay, you're using them. Am I the only one who cares about the ongoing violations of, I'm guessing, your constitutional rights? Have a bond. Why can't I have a bond? You want a bond? Okay. Have all my medical records. For what? Have all my digital evidence and discovery. Have all my paperwork. And I mean, this is all stuff you should be asking your attorney, but since you're representing yourself now and your attorney's quit, who is supposed to provide you with all that stuff?
Access to documents and evidence. Some include, why can't I use my constitutional rights? Am I the only one who cares about the ongoing violations? Why can't I have bond? Why can't I have
complete download of my phone?
All my medical records? Why can't I have all my digital evidence and discovery? Why can't
I give any insight, understanding, or is it get? It's not get, it says give. Give any insight, understanding, clarification, truths about my case, especially to my attorney. Okay, so I'm assuming our attorneys were trying to get her to admit guilt or something like that because there's too much evidence against her, and she was just trying to change their minds about what.
And I have all my paperwork, notes, letters, pictures, everything of mine returned by former attorneys? Why can't I speak to my investigator? Why can't I have any of my witness list? Why can't I be treated fairly, lawfully, and be protected by the justice system? Then Boone writes about her attorney, adding another list of instances where she seemingly believes her lawyer isn't doing enough. Boone writing, why can't my attorney give me an honest answer? Why can't my attorney show me everything she says she has and finished reviewing for my case, but withholds from me after I repeatedly ask for and about?
I mean, even going by the way she just asked questions, I would think she's kind of like a child. If she doesn't get the answer that she wants, she's just going to keep asking until she has a satisfactory answer, and that's probably going to be a lie. The only thing that would stop her would be a lie.
Why can't my attorney grant me access to anything I ask her for in and about my case? Why can't my attorney, like the detectives in my case, stop putting words in my mouth? Why can't my attorney tell me what's going on in my case? It's been well over 100 days she has been my attorney, and I still don't know. Ongoing 5 years. By page 5, Boone asked the judge, I very much want to advance to the next level after ongoing 5 years now. A genuine concern limit has been reached. Why am I still not being included in my case? How much more of my care and self is being added hourly, especially after this letter gets loose to the internet, increasing the mass infliction and destruction of my homes to have a fair trial. Anything fair, my side foremost, and wondering.
Did that person just say home? Because it says hopes. Destruction of my hopes to have a fair trial.
How, if my attorney drank the punch like everyone else. Boone even admitted to walking out of meetings with her attorney due to what Boone called unwarranted, uninformative, unprofessional, snotty attitude and her untruthful answers to her questions and beyond. I just want to thank Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring today's. Any attorneys appointed in my case, adding representing myself is not an option, as both judges have now threatened me with, from being outspoken and intelligent in all my observations of the ongoing abuse. I am.
This woman is a full-on narcissist. Herself is not an option, as both judges have now threatened me with from being outspoken. Okay. So they probably threatened to hold her in contempt because she was constantly speaking when she's not supposed to, saying things that she's not supposed to. And probably why her lawyer was saying things on her behalf is because it would help her, whereas her saying what she wanted to say would hurt her defense, because they would have contrary evidence to what she's saying, I would assume. And now she's saying outspoken, intelligent. See, I mean, she just assumed things. The judge threatened her because she's outspoken and intelligent. And in all her observation of the ongoing abuse. So if she doesn't get her way, she's being abused, apparently. I have no experience from it always being the same. What? I have no new experiences from it always being the same. Blame Boone. But you are at fault. I refuse to be moved in wanting respect, no matter who everyone thinks I am, clarity, inclusion, honesty, and professionalism.
And have experienced. The letter then keeps taking a bizarre turn when she includes a glossary of legal definitions, including notice of discovery, prosecutor's discovery obligation, restricting disclosure, sanctions, then goes into the Declaration of Independence preamble, as well as the Florida Constitution.
What does the Declaration of Independence have to do with a murder trial? Are you crazy?
About 3/4 into the letter, Boone wrote about the public interest in her case with a map of the United States, as she made a star on each state where she's received a letter or a message about her case. The stars can be seen in Washington, California, Colorado, Idaho, Arizona, South Dakota, Kansas, Texas, Missouri.
Montana and Wyoming over here dropping the ball. Like
Minnesota, Wisconsin, Georgia, Florida, and more. She writes the number grows daily as she adds, I, the defendant in my case, have not yet ongoing 5 years fully reviewed or even seen all of my case details. Everyone in the world has already had the opportunity to do so themselves. Then writes, the continuations of the obvious exploitation allows the world to keep pressing their incorrect, presumed unfair theories, ideas, accusations, forcibly insinuating I committed criminal acts. Boone's trial has been pushed back several times, in part due to the constant withdrawals of attorneys.
Judge, the letters that have been coming to Your Honor, the derogatory berate.
So this has taken 5 years because of her own actions.
Of my services in this case, I can't effectively represent her. She doesn't trust me. She calls me a dud, I think, a buffoon, on and on and on and on. And no one should have to endure that type of...
She's literally abusing her lawyers into quitting. That is insane. I can only imagine just being in a relationship with that woman must have been torture enough for a man to play hide and seek.
Derogatory comments, and expect to effectively represent someone, especially in a murder case.
And the previous judge overseeing her case previously said in court, Boone's attorneys might not be the problem.
But one thing I want to caution you about, if this becomes a problem on another court-appointed attorney, I'm going to look more closely at what the alleged disputes are. You have a right to a court-appointed lawyer. There are certain decisions a defendant gets to make in the defense of their case that are absolutely theirs, such as whether they go to trial or not, such as whether they testify or not. But there are many decisions in a case that a lawyer gets to make. And while you certainly have a right to consult with your lawyer and discuss with your lawyer, they don't automatically just do whatever you say. They use their professional judgment and experience and look at the evidence, look at the law, and do the best they can.
But it'll be up to another judge to oversee Boone's case, as Judge Michael Kraynick has taken over the case from Judge Wayne Wooten, who Boone previously wrote a number of letters to in the past. Boone has been behind bars since her arrest in February of 2020, charged with the heinous death of her boyfriend Jorge Torres. He was found lifeless inside a suitcase at the couple's apartment. The gruesome death was captured on video taken by Boone herself, showing the chilling final moments of Torres' life as he cried to be freed from inside the suitcase.
While he was crying. Oh, it looks like it moved too, so he was trying.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
For everything you've done to me.
Holy
Sarah.
shit.
You.
And she's blaming him like she did with the lawyers. This woman is insane.
Sarah.
She's laughing.
You.
Sarah.
Stupid.
Sarah.
That's my name. Don't wear it up.
Sarah. I can't breathe it. Seriously.
That's when you do and you choke me.
Investigators
This
say
is
the video
literal
showed
madness.
the suitcase facing downward. However, a second video shows the suitcase in a different position, suggesting it had been moved.
Sarah.
Court records later reveal Boone and Torres were painting pictures and completing a puzzle while sharing wine when they decided to play a game of hide and seek. Boone would later tell police once they responded to the scene, she assumed Torres would be able to get out. So instead, she went to bed, later finding him the next morning lifeless, still zipped up inside the suitcase.
I fell asleep, forgetting that he was in
you
the
guys were
suitcase.
playing the hide and
You
go
Yes.
forgot.
and at some point you put him in the
You're
suitcase.
literally
he got
talking
in the
about
suitcase.
doing
So
that to him
he thought it'd be funny to be
intentionally.
put in the suitcase. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna joke with you and I'll zip you up and make him, squirm a little bit, whatever it is. But then I fell asleep. I fell asleep.
Where was the suitcase?
Right
You
where
got
it
in
is.
it. Right down there?
Yes.
You zipped him in there?
Yes.
Thought he would be funny, a little
It
joke?
was. We both were laughing about it.
Okay.
And then I fell asleep
Where did you fall asleep at?
upstairs.
In your bedroom?
Yes.
Okay.
Totally forgetting that he was in the suitcase still.
Okay.
She's lying. That whole was like, would cover her mouth real quick, right in the middle of her sentence. It's like it's all just theatrics. Like it's not an honest emotional reaction at all.
And then you came back
She's
downstairs?
nervous,
This
though.
morning, or this afternoon, yes, when I got
Ballpark,
up.
what time?
12:30-ish. I was awake, but I totally forgot that he was in the suitcase.
But that alleged fatal mistake would end with
record.
Boone's boyfriend dead. During Boone's police interrogation, she denied zipping the suitcase entirely, despite video evidence showing investigators the opposite.
And you also, in the video, you can't see any holes. There's nowhere in that where the zipper separates and you can see a hole. If there's a hole, he's pushing on it, begging you to get out. We should probably see that hole that
He
you're
essentially
talking
would have
about.
been able to get out.
Yeah, he's probably
Alcohol,
like in
based off
a
what you're
fetal
telling us, he should have
position,
been able
so
to
he
get out.
can't.
But the video
he can't really move.
shows him attempting to get out, begging to get out, and he can't. So that's just what we're trying to figure out. I don't know if maybe you had too much to drink, you zipped it up all the way, and then,
I did not zip it up all the way.
Okay, well.
I did not zip it up all the way.
Literally had the man in the suitcase move the suitcase back in a position so she could center her camera while she sits down and mocks him. Like, that's monstrous.
This is
like,
horrific,
even if you
okay?
hate the dude, you could have just left him.
It is terrible.
Yeah, so they
Horrific. I don't think I'll ever be right because of this. Ever be right. I didn't mean to leave him there. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You got up and walked away. How is that not intentionally leaving him there?
Because I'm looking at the hole knowing that it's there. He'll get out and no come. Because you don't...
And then he doesn't, but you don't go check on him. You say you're up for 30 minutes and he doesn't come up. You don't go down and check on him?
You're up for 30 minutes, but in that other video when they were interviewing her, she said she went to sleep.
I'm in the bed.
You even move,
And dozed off.
you admit to moving the suitcase, like, over. So
You roll it.
You roll it over. Like, it's not like...
I didn't want him to be like that. Don't...
You didn't want him to be upside down? How do you even get upside down?
Right. You guys are killing me right now.
According to an autopsy report,
Did she roll him upside down? While he was stuck in... Oh my God! While he was stuck in there, she was just like messing with him. I'm rolling him outside. Oh my God! Like even when he was calling her name, you could see like he didn't think she was actually gonna do what she was doing to him.
the medical examiner noted multiple injuries to Torres's body. He had long nail scratches on his back and neck, contusions on his shoulder, skull, and forehead, considered as blunt force trauma. Boone was adamant to police she did not
beating the bag. And since she was scratching him, that was probably before he got in the bag. It wasn't hide and seek. He was hiding from her because she was attacking him. And then she probably found him in there and freaking zipped him up. Oh my God.
not mean for Torres to die.
I promise you, on my son's life, it was not intentional.
It was intentional.
I promise you.
You recorded
on
your
Lucas's
crime.
life, it was not intentional.
I don't know you. I can't say I know anything about you. I don't know what would be a true statement, what would not. I mean, you're promising on your son's life, that's fine.
That's how much it means.
Sorry.
That's how much it, look, that's how much it means.
Okay.
I hope you take that to heart.
Now, 4 years later and 7 attorneys later, Boone is still behind bars with her trial now slated for October.
How do you annoy 7 different attorneys? Like, that's wild. Anyways, man, this lady is unhinged. Until next time, I guess. Jesus.